go again, I'm pinned to the mat. I used to smell her perfume, now I smell a rat. Playing cards with the devil, drew a losing hand.
Hey everybody, Peter Keys here at LOL Broadcasting Studios in Plymouth, Michigan with my good friend Jimmie Bones. Welcome to the Insomnia Chronicles. Hey Jimmie.
How are you?
What keeps you up at night, baby?
Oh God, man. What doesn't keep me up at night? Well, you know, I mean, like you, I spend a pretty good amount of my time on the road touring.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, you get finished with a show, a high energy rock and roll show in front of whatever, 12,000, 15,000, 18, whatever. And you're amped up.
Oh yeah.
Your adrenaline is surging, man, you know. So go back and try and unwind, and I'll have a beer or two, you know, and then I just want to listen to more music because, you know, I'm a music junkie. So it's like, all right, start going through my iPhone or whatever I want to listen to, and sitting on the bus, and all right, man, I'm just digging into some really obscure blues and
Dude, can you imagine
obscure jazz, whatever, you know.
Like with technology today, we're able to pull up anything at a moment's notice. Can you imagine the record collection you would have had to bring with you on the road if we were still like back in the day?
I would need warehouses and
like
trailers
an
and
extra
semis
bus
behind
just
me
for my
because
library.
I seek it out, and I don't want to hear what's in the mainstream and what's being shoved down everybody's throat.
No.
I don't want to listen to pop radio and listen to those 20 songs that they just keep looping over and over and over again because, oh, this is the greatest stuff because that's what they're telling you.
Well, you don't want to be part of the fashion
deep,
show.
I dig deep, man. I
Yeah.
dig really obscure. I listen all the way here. I was listening to Blues Christmas Volume 4. There's this whole series, and there's like Bob Wills on there and Petey Wheatstraw, and just, you know, everybody, man.
Dude, I'm gonna need to get a list from you because you always mention cats that I didn't know about. I'm like, oh my God, who is that? And I'll go back and dig. You know, really, what you said is, you know, it's so true. I'm a big fan of going back to the source. You know, everything musically has just been a derivative of a derivative. And shit just gets watered down. It's like that. Those top 40 songs that you hear are, you know, just really watered down versions of the original stuff that came out, you know, probably 50, 60, maybe 100 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it always goes back to the blues. The themes are always with the blues and rhythm and blues, and the playing, the attack, the notes that you play, the combination of chord changes.
Right.
It always comes down to
the pulse,
R&B,
the rhythm,
blues, jazz.
Yeah.
You know, and themes too, man. I mean,
Like, what else? You know, there's only 12 plots for movies, right? Yeah. Like literally, if you break it down, there's like heartbreak, love lost, love found, you know, danger, mystery, blah, blah, blah. But in the, there's 12 notes. There's
12 notes.
You know, a certain amount of progressions. There's really only, you know, I think probably, you know, Shakespeare probably wrote everything that ever needed to be written as far as like a story goes.
And finding the redeeming quality of human nature in
Let me know when you find that.
I'm
still searching,
man. I'm searching. That's what keeps me up at night right there, man.
Searching. So
trying to redeem myself.
Jimmie's, for those of you that don't know, Jimmie is the keyboard player for Kid Rock's Twisted Brown Trucker Band currently.
Yes. Yeah, man.
But he's got this new CD called Snake Bit and Wandering. Snake Bit and Wandering, you guys. Where can they find this?
They can find this. The best place to get it is come to my website, the store, which is jimmybones.com, and it's Jimmie. If you spell it Jimmy, you're going to get Snoop Dogg playing that zombie pimp. That's what'll come up. But you go to jimmybones.com, go to the store, and we will send you. And it's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, all of the platforms.
The usual suspects.
All of your digital music grocers.
Yeah. Nice. Back to the roots music, the source. I tell my kids, they all play and they're all, recording and listening and stuff. And like, hey, check this out. I'm like, yeah, that's actually, basically a ripoff of the Beatles. Why don't you go listen to this song? And then
thank you.
Yeah, and then figure out what the Beatles were listening to when they wrote that song. Because again, everything's a derivative. But the closer we get to the source, I think the more impact that we can have in our expression and our learning and the way that we put out what we do. And you are a player, man. That's I know that you love what you do because
I do love it.
When you're not on the road, you're here doing gigs, and it's like I have to play. I know that you're the same.
Yeah, it's my Jones, man. I'm a gigging junkie, and I just like if I'm not touring with Kid Rock, I'm out doing my own gigs, performing my own music. And if somebody wants me to come and play piano with them or play keyboards with them, I'm in.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
I discriminate a bit, but a lot of things I just can't pass up, and I've got to go. I've got to be playing all the time.
Well, I'm glad you didn't discriminate against me and showed
absolutely.
up for this.
Are you kidding, man? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I hold you in very high regard, man. I'm sure you've forgotten more piano than I could ever play.
Oh, please, man. No. Well, speaking about that, Billy Powell, who, I'm covering for, while he's not here on the earth. I never had the chance to meet him, but I know that, you actually got to play with him and, learn from him directly. Tell me a little bit about that.
I'm going to tell you, Billy Powell, and you are doing an amazing job of filling those shoes, which are some big shoes, and I'm sure he's smiling down at the job that you are doing because you're killing it, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
Definitely schooling that. But Billy Powell was one of the most beautiful, gracious, generous human beings that I've ever encountered in my touring days, and Lynyrd Skynyrd did one tour with us, and it was a summer run, doing all the sheds. And he and I would talk on a daily basis, and he would just tell me the coolest stories. And one of the greatest stories, because he was like, you and I, and anybody, I don't care if it's you, me, Keith Richards, the embodiment of rock and roll.
My hero.
And it's his birthday today. Happy 75th
birthday,
Keith. He is the embodiment of it, but he will even admit that he's just a nerd for music and a nerd for digging deep and studying. So, Billy was no different. Very classically trained, and I asked him, I'm like, dude, what do you listen to? What do you study? And he's just like, scales every day. I run scales, right and left hand. And but one of the coolest stories that he told me was he was a huge fan of Billy Joel. That was his That was his main.
He named
cat.
his son Joel.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
That was his main cat, and he said, so I finally got the chance to meet him. I'm going to see Billy Joel, and I went into his dressing room. They brought me in before the show, and he's like, hey, nice to meet you and everything. And he goes, and I just couldn't help myself. I sat down at the piano and I played, Piano Man for Billy Joel. And Billy Joel was blown away. Billy Joel was absolutely blown away, man.
I'm sure Billy Powell did his own version of it, right? It's like, this is the way you should have played it.
Yeah, right. Now this is what you should have done. What about this, Reggie?
This is what I would have done. Yeah.
Playing cards with the devil, drew a losing hand like it's nothing for